Hey guys, welcome back to another installment of Trini Point of View. First thing, I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep the name Trini Point of View for the channel or if I'm going to switch across to my name like I have on my Instagram pages, which is Timothy Ali or Timothy Ali Photography like on Facebook. But as time goes, we'll see, and I'll probably update everyone on that. So first time I'm doing a question and answer kind of segment. So I was pretty nervous about it because I didn't know if I'll get enough questions. All the other question and answer videos that I've seen, people say the same thing. They wasn't sure if they would get enough questions. So, you know, it's actually, they're telling the truth because I was the same way. So let's get started. First question is from Nico Photo. What's your favorite shooting style for video? I don't have a favorite shooting style. I like to do slow motion B-roll. I could do like the run and gun style, and I could do like jump cut, fast, those kind of quick cuts. It's basically called jump cuts. It's all about the project. When I do get a project, or if I'm doing a project for myself, I would do like a storyboard, and the first thing I would usually do is ask the client, you know, well, what style would you want? Do you want a lot of slow motion? Do you want something quick and upbeat? I think probably right before lockdown, I did a video for a gym, and that was actually done in slow motion. My initial plan was to do quick jump cuts, you know, gym, get some nice upbeat kind of techno music, but the person, they preferred slow motion, and we just went with that. Moving on, Axis 007 underscore. Do camera bodies make any difference? I think they do make a difference. I started off on my same YouTube channel years ago, I think maybe 4 or maybe 5 years ago, with a camcorder, a Canon camcorder, and then eventually I moved on to a Canon T6i, which I'm filming on now, just because I wanted better quality. I wanted to have the option of being able to change lenses and these different things, and eventually I moved on to the EOS. I could see it here, I'm not too sure, the EOS R, and that's because of the resolution. I thought that was important because in the photography journey that I'm on, you know, you need to up your game somehow. So I decided to go with the EOS R, and the resolution factor was brilliant, the EVF. And the thing is, so the question is, do camera bodies make any difference? Yes, they do, because the T6i, it doesn't have an electronic viewfinder, which is a big deal for me. I think that helps a lot. The resolution is way more. It has like the name is escaping me. Somebody will leave it in the comments where you could have your highlights and your shadows balancing them out. There's a term that we use for that. It just escaping me, probably as the camera is on. But yeah, camera bodies do make a difference. So I would say, you know, as time, as your work progresses, I should say, as time goes on and your work progresses, you'll want a better camera body. The lenses are important. Everybody is always saying, you know what, you can keep your T6i and up your lenses, but for me, it was different. I thought that the camera body is a big difference. Number 3, land underscore before underscore escapes. Land before escapes. I'm thinking this is a landscape photographer. Manual or autofocus? I always shoot in manual now, unless I'm doing like I do small weddings, nothing big. I've done 2, and I use autofocus for them. I shot those on the T6i. It at some point it was difficult because the autofocus was pretty jumpy. The T6i is an older model camera. I'm pretty sure with the EOS R I won't have that problem now. So for landscape photography, I'm 90% of the times in manual. If I go to autofocus, is because I'm going to stack an image. And if I'm doing astrophotography, I would usually be in manual also, but that is when I test astrophotography. I'm not ready for that yet because I tend to go with my gut and how I feel about stuff, but generally it's manual all the way. Moving on. Number 4, Sandra 868. Do you sell prints and do you paint? I do sell prints. I only started probably like in the last year and a half. I haven't sold much. I probably sold about 5. I'm saying probably because I printed some stuff for myself also, so tend to lose track of the numbers. You could always check out my work on Instagram, and from there you could just send me a message and I'll organize a print for you. If you want to get it framed, you know, wherever while we're chatting, we could work out stuff like that. Do I paint? Sandra, I do not paint. I don't have artistic bone in my fingers. I do not paint and I do not draw. That is two things. If I'm drawing, it has to be with a ruler. I did TD, technical drawing, in school, so I was always pretty good at drawing with a ruler. Next, number 5, Lawrence. Lawrence is someone I shoot regularly with. He's also the person who does all my printing for me. What and where are you looking forward to shooting after the lockdown is over? I did not really give it much thought, but I can tell you where I'm not going to be shooting. I'm trying to not go back to like the regular places that, you know, when you're bored and you just have an evening off, you just be like, you know, let's take a drive down Central, down by the Temple by the Sea, or if we're going to do a sunrise, we'll be like, let's take a run up Toko. I know I'm going to give those more. There's like about 10 to 15 locations. I'm kind of going to give them a rest. I want to do some woodland stuff, so definitely going somewhere to figure out where we're going in the bush and probably shoot some woodland stuff. I'm going to continue with the food photography that I do. It's more like it's like a food photography, still life, you know, kind of a balance. So I'm going to continue with that. I'm probably going to do some more cityscapes. I really want to do some cityscapes, Port of Spain, and get around the different parts of Trinidad. You know, they're not no big city like Arima, Chagonas, those places. And well, that's all dependent on when lockdown is over also. So I'm not too worried about that. I didn't give it much thought to say. Number 6, Jim. Do you edit your photos? If yes, what do you use to edit? I do edit my photos. Most photographers, they shoot in a RAW format. So RAW format is kind of flat. So you usually have to go and process your images and give it some life. I use Lightroom majority of the times, and if I need to go into Photoshop, it will be for something like focus stacking. That is mainly what I'll go into Photoshop for. If I need to clone out something from my image, or if I'm doing some portraits and I need to take out like those flyaway hairs from a model, then I'll go into Photoshop for things like that. But usually I can get everything done in Lightroom for a landscape image. Number 7, Trini David. What are the basic gear I need to start photography? Well, let's start from the ground up. So if you want to do photography, I would say not all genres of photography you'll need it, but you definitely need a tripod. So a tripod, a camera body, and a couple good lenses. Additionally to that, I would say you could probably get an intervalometer, which is pretty cheap, probably like about 15 US on Amazon. And if you want to do landscape photography, or even for portraits, you know, get some ND filters. Those will come in very handy in case you want to shoot like in midday sun. Moving on, number 8, 868, Trini Jordan. Are you a professional photographer? The short answer is no. I don't consider myself a professional photographer. Some people, they like to mama guy here and be like, wow, you know, coming from somebody, when you comment on somebody, they'll be like, you know what, thanks, coming from one of the pros, you know, they really appreciate it. And I don't think I'm a professional photographer. I think I'm just a hobbyist, and I would usually say amateur photographer, because I'm still learning process never ends. And I may say, you know, there are photographers out there with decades of experience on top of me. Those would be people who I would consider professional, and some people who photography is their actual job, you know, like they it's not like a sideline kind of hobby where they make a extra cash on the side. So I would say those are professional photographers. Myself, not really. Number 9, Shiva. What's your favorite lens? Actually, so the lens that I have on this camera, the camera was always there. I didn't rest it for this video, just so happened. It's the 18 to 135. It is an EFS lens, and it is a 3.5 to 5.6. and this is usually on the camera. When I go to shoot landscape photography, this is what I'll put in my bag. This is the build exactly as it is. So if I need to switch out to something super wide like the 10-18, then I'll do that. If I need to go to something with a little more reach than the 135, I'll go to the 55-250. So those are the three main lenses that I have: the 10-18, the 18-35, and the 55-250. So the favorite would have to be the 18-135 because it's wide on the 18 side, and the 135, it's a decent amount of reach when it comes to landscape photography. Number 10, Crystal. Can I be a professional photographer with my phone? Definitely. There are directors out there now, movie directors, that shoot in like entire movies with iPhones. So I mean, if they could do an entire movie with an iPhone, then why can't you be a photographer with a phone? And those JPEGs that come out of phones, those things are perfect. You don't need to do any editing. You don't need to, unless you want to put like a personal color grade on it, you don't need to do anything. And to add to that, phones now shoot in RAW format. So you get the best of both worlds. So if you can be a professional photographer with your phone, hell yeah. Number 11, Riyadh. Riyadh asked a good few questions, but I thought all of them were fun. Favorite genre of movies, favorite genre of music, favorite movie. Do you listen to music when editing? What genre of music if you do? So one at a time, right? Favorite genre of movies. I don't have a favorite genre. Right now, I like the storytelling, like in the comic book movies. Not even all comic book movies, the MCU. I like the storytelling. I like having those stories, intertwined and woven together. I enjoy that type of stuff. I like westerns, old school westerns. Everybody knows the good, the bad, and the ugly. Basically, that type of western, I enjoy that. I like chick flicks. Is chick flicks a genre? I mean, I like it. I enjoy stuff like American Pie. So let's give it like a rundown. I enjoy westerns. I enjoy comic book movies. I enjoy chick flicks. Recently, I looked at Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. That was superb. So, and that's a whole different genre. It was a drama comedy. So I enjoyed that. I enjoy animations. I enjoy almost everything, and there are also Indian movies that I enjoy too. So I don't really have a favorite genre. I just like good storytelling. Favorite genre of music. I don't have a favorite genre. I listen to Conscious. I'm a child from the 90s, so I was totally into Sizzla growing up. And, like Black Woman and Child, Good Ways, Big and Bold, those type of songs. But then I was also into Blink-182. I was into like the whole pop culture. And I don't have a favorite genre of music really, Sometimes like those old school chutney music too, I can listen to that. I don't really listen to like the new age chutney, but back in the day, yeah. And I also listen to Linkin Park. I used to listen to Fred Durst? Yeah. Limp Bizkit. So I don't really have a favorite genre, but I like music that I could hear and understand and repeat so I could sing it in my head. I don't like to have to go to YouTube to look for lyrics. So I don't have a favorite genre of music either. So no favorite genre of movies, no favorite genre of music. What's my favorite movie? If someone asks me what's my favorite movie, the first thing that comes to my mind is usually The Reader. That's with Kate Winslet. I love those type of movies. That is like great acting, great storytelling. The movies are usually like Oscar nominated movies, that type of movie. And The Reader is one that's always come to mind when I have to think about a favorite movie. I have some favorites like in the comedy genre and these things, but The Reader always stands out. I enjoyed American Gangster with Denzel Washington. I thought that was really good acting, really good storytelling, and the color grade that they used for the entire movie, really took me back. They didn't try to stylize it too much. So if I really had to nail it down, I'd say The Reader is one of my favorites. Or is the favorite? I don't know. Do you listen to music when editing? So it's a toss-up. If I'm editing a video, I would usually have like a very subtle background music playing. So I would have my headphones on, and that will be the music that I'm trying to build the entire video on top of. If I'm editing photos, I would usually have like the old school sizzler playing in the background, or I would just go on one of those random playlists or on YouTube and let it play, which is usually like a contrast type, so it'll have like Sizzler, Barry Salmon, and some of those contrast people from the 90s. Or what genre of music if you do. So basically that is it. So those two are answered in one. Last question number 12. So I answered a dozen questions today. Papa Bua. I had to choose this question because I mean, if your name is Papa Bua, then you were trying to get people attention, and you're trying to get Trinidadian people attention because not many people know what Papa Bua is. Why did you start making movie reviews? This is a tough question. So I started off with a Canon camcorder at first, and then I decided to upgrade to the T6i. But then when I got the T6i, after a couple reviews and really paying attention to the camera, I realized, you know what, with all of this technology in hand, let's try doing something different. I had just started on Instagram, and I realized that there was this huge big space for landscape photography in Trinidad. I was like, let's get out and let's see what the camera could do. Let's see that dynamic range. So if you go back to, I don't know what question it was, what camera body, do camera bodies make a difference? Is the dynamic range? I was trying to remember. I don't know why sometimes I just forget little things. So I realized the dynamic range in the camera was way better and all these little things. So I was like, let's start experimenting and see what landscape photography we could do. And kind of fell for it, and I just continued with landscape photography for a while. And I realized I liked being outside more in nature and combining that with photography. That was like perfect, it meshed well. So kind of gave movie reviews a rest, because after making like almost 50 to 70 videos, I'd like gained 20 views on a video. I was like, all this work for that. And then I'm restarting now because I'm at a place where I'm so happy with my photography that I'm jumping back into making videos. And along with making videos, I don't care about the views anymore. I'm like, if I can make a video and it gets 5 views, and that's my 5 views from when I click it to check the analytics, then so be it. So I'm not really making videos for anyone anymore. So that's why I'm not really going to stick to making movie reviews. I'm going to make whatever I want, and I'm making it for myself this time. I'm not really for the views, I'm not really for anything else, not to please anyone. So it is my way of using my creativity. And in a question before, I mentioned that I'm not a drawer or a painter. So this I realize is where my creative side lies. Making videos, doing photography, and I decided, look, let's just jump back into it, and whatever happens. If I make 100 videos and in total I have 200 views, then so be it. I know at the end of the day I'm pretty happy with what I'm creating and the learning process that goes with it. I'm going to get better and better as time goes along, as I did with landscape photography. Alright, so that's it. Well, that was interesting. As I said, I never done one of that, so maybe in a year's time we'll do another one and probably we'll have different questions or more time, and probably dedicate like a whole half hour. Look out for, in the coming week or 2 weeks, probably I'll do like a Instagram live, and I might record it and probably put it on YouTube. I'll try to get some landscape photographers, so we could probably just find like a Friday or Saturday evening and chill out and just talk photography and the processes that how we go through, and our thinking behind everything, how we create, or what we see when we're looking through the EVF, those little things. As for now, before I go, so definitely my last video I mentioned Loki. Check out Loki. It really picked up in episode 4. It was like an entire movie on its own. Episode 3, as I mentioned, was pretty slow. Episode 4 picks up way faster, and probably episode 4 of Loki is probably the best MCU Disney Plus episode thus far. So check that out. So that's it, guys. So look out for my hopeful live video on Instagram, and I probably do some stories. I'll try to record it and put it there. And as for now, see you again.